Shana Tova. Happy New Year, happy Lunisolar New Year to whoever's celebrating. It's also still the energy of the new moon that just passed. So new beginning, new moon, new year, beginning with Libra season. It's a very holy time of the year. So we did do an activation reading for the new moon. If you guys didn't catch it, it's on youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. It's also on my Facebook wall here. This one is going to be more geared toward Rosh Hashanah specifically. And what Rosh Hashanah is, it's not exactly the new beginning in the physical world yet, but it's the conception of the new. So this reading is what we're going to ask for is to be shown some tools that we can use as we begin to conceive of the new us, the new you. Who are you needing to be in the form of what is for the highest good of the one right now? So, how can you best access the energies that are upon us right now to begin your process of cleansing, to create a space to build the new you, so that when we finish this month, okay, so toward the end of the month is when we'll have Simchat Torah, the actual physical new beginning. So this is really about creating the chariot for the year ahead. How can we best prepare ourselves, prepare this vessel and the consciousness within to move ahead in this new year in the best way possible? So, what is something we're leaving behind in 2019? And what is something that we're going to bring ahead toward 2020, but really more so it's not just about the years in 2019 and 2020. Obviously, this is not, December 31st New Year. It's a little bit different. But what are we leaving behind? And what are we stepping into? So whenever you're ready, go ahead and create a space for the wisdom to come in, and then connect with the deck however you do it. Something we're ready to leave behind. Current challenge. Ready for the new. Okay, I'm going to jump right in. So, what is something we're leaving behind? Something that was maybe a focus for this past year, and we're ready to let go of it so that we can make space for the new lesson, the new theme. Ace of Swords. This was the ally for the reading just a couple days ago. So the Ace of Swords is... Aces are all the raw power of the element that is pulled. So it's all the raw power of air and the mind. It's also an initiation. So it feels like this whole last year, I definitely resonate with this. It feels that this whole last year was all about an initiation of the sword of truth, really getting in touch with who we are authentically, owning that, and exerting that, putting ourselves out there, putting this new truth out there, finding out who we really are. What is our truth, not someone else's truth that we maybe adopted, however unconsciously or consciously, but what is our truth? Finding our individual voice and place in the world. And something we're moving forward to. This card keeps coming up every single day, I swear. This comes up for almost every single reading that I've done this week. Phew. This is the Ten of Cups. So this is like a taste of what the new year will bring. And tens are endings and new beginnings, and it's the suit of cups, so it's water, it's emotions, it's the heart. And this is fulfillment. It's the very end of the suit. While 9 is just the ending, this is the ending with a potential of a new beginning. So it appears we're going to have the opportunity to end whatever is going on in our lives, relationship situations, whatever, that are not bringing us closer to this completion and fulfillment of the heart. And we're also going to be given those opportunities that can take its place, take the place of those things that weren't serving us, those things that are going to move us closer to achieving this fulfillment. And it's not about actually achieving the fulfillment in the physical realm so much as it is finding the conception of it first. And whenever that idea is birthed is up to you and the universe, and how much work you're willing to put in each moment, how much you're willing to shift and make the sacrifices necessary to manifest that vision. But no doubt we will have opportunities with this new year. I believe right away. I feel this is right away. This is not so far out into the future. I believe that this is going to be the theme of this new year, which is being seeded right now, which has been seeded already, which is why we're even able to receive this information. So I believe what this is saying is that we are immediately in this new year going to experience opportunities to let go of those situations that are in the way of us manifesting this fulfillment of the heart. And at the same time, what's going to fill that hole are the opportunities that will put us on the correct path in regards to manifesting that vision of fulfillment of the heart. Completion. So relationships that are more aligned with our truest idea of fulfillment, our truest idea of abundance, of love and connection. And then from there, establishing a life with those people, with that family, with those friends, that's going to support the unfolding, the further unfolding of those connections, building something of those connections. And the current challenge, so this is going to be relative to this moment right now, 7 of Pentacles. And this is about patience and trust. This is about, so this man is looking at all of the work that he's been doing in his garden, and it's like either he's looking at it patiently and saying, I trust that if I keep feeding this garden, if I keep nurturing it and doing the work that I have to do, then I will get to the results, the rewards. I will get to the fruits of my labor. There will be a time for the harvest. Or he's looking at it impatiently and saying, where the heck are the fruits? Where are the rewards? Why are they not here yet? So I feel what this is saying is that right now we're at a time where this feels, I really resonate with this. If you guys do too, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know how this is playing out in your life. But I see this not just for myself, but left and right with family and friends. We're all in this place of, and very physically so, because it's Pentacles, it's the Earth. We're all in this place in our material reality of, wow, I've been working so hard. I've been doing so much. Doing. Virgo, go. That's what a friend said to me just a bit ago. She said, Virgo, go. And that's exactly right. That's what it's been. Virgo, go. And now here we are at Libra and a new balance. But that doesn't mean that we are at the time of harvest yet. We're almost there. Whenever we get this card, it's always like, it's right there on the other side. It's right there on the other side. And if you give up now, it's like so silly because the fruits they're coming. This is the test. Of course, in that moment where we're going to feel so frustrated and feel like I'm ready to give up, of course the gift is right there on the other side. That's the irony of it. And so I feel we're all in this place of like, gosh, I've been doing so much and I feel like I should be, I should be able to relax now. Like, where are the rewards? Hello. And it's like, no, now that we've come to this new balance, we need to actualize the balance. And in the embodiment and actualization of that balance, then will come the fruits. Very soon. All this work, though, has been to just prepare us for the beginning. It hasn't been the beginning. It's been the preparation for the beginning. It's been all the work that we were doing on the unseen levels. And now we're about to be able to manifest those fruits and those rewards as we embody the new frequency that we've created. So we're at like level playing field now, okay? We had a lot of rebalancing to do. Now that we've balanced the playing field, we're ready to actually begin the game. And so, of course, we will see the results of our efforts, but it's going to take some time as we move through this reality, embodying this new us, new frequency. So don't give up just yet. All the work that you've been doing is going to pay off, but remember, there is a process. And we're here right now. We're at this point of like the in-between. Okay, I've done a lot of work, but it was a lot of work that needed to be done just to get us back to, a place of being able to be present. So yes, we've been doing a lot of work, and the result is here in one way. It's the new us. It's the new frequency. And now the real work is ready to be done. This is very representative of the Rosh Hashanah energy too, because I wrote a lot about this week. If you guys checked it out, it's on my wall. And what I was saying is Rosh Hashanah, it's like, why is this the new year? If we're not starting the Torah over again yet. We're not reading Genesis. We're not reading the story of creation yet. So why is this the new year when we begin reading the Torah again on Simchat Torah at the end of this month? Because this is the conception of the new. It's not the actualization of the new. It's not the physical new. It's the new on the unseen level. And so that is very representative of this energy that we've been experiencing from Virgo to Libra. And this is every year. We first have to make order out of the chaos to get to that point of balance. So then we can begin to do the real work. And that's what will happen in Simchat Torah at the end of this month. We will begin the story of Genesis. We will begin the story of creation over again. But we don't want to begin again. We don't want to step into the story of life again until we have prepared. And that's what this cycle is about, from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur to Sukkot, and then finally Simchat Torah. There are 4 holidays this month, 4 high holy days, the most holy of the year, because what they offer us is an opportunity to rebuild ourselves and prepare our vessel for the year to come. These 4 holidays, these 4 high holy days, are like the wheels of the chariot that's going to help us ascend through all the challenges of the year to come. And so these 4 energies of these 4 days really are representative of the creative cycle of life. And this is the cycle in which, this is a cycle of our beingness. And so this is the way in which each of our cells vibrate. It's built on a divine design. And so it's not like you're missing out if you don't access these opportunities right now. It just happens to be a highly aligned ritual for the times. And so this is why I'm sharing it, for those who want to do this work. So again, this is very representative of what Rosh Hashanah even is. Don't be frustrated if you don't see the fruits of your labor yet. The work has just begun. It feels like we've done a lot already, but that was just in the unseen realm. Now it's time to look at all that as it manifests in the physical and do the work on that end of things. Okay, so it's like only half of the work has been done. Time for the other half. And the ally, as we go through that, is the Lovers. And it's the 6 of the major arcana. And I'm telling you, this card has been coming up again and again and again. I actually just completed my chapter 6 of my parenting book called The Major Arcana of Parenting. So this is very much on my mind, the theme of the 6. And it's the Lovers. And this card represents a fork in the road. Duality. This way or that. Choosing the right path. So how I see this is that as we're going through this time of like staying patient and trusting that now we have to do the other half of the work. That now we have to embody this new frequency that we've worked so hard to invoke within ourselves. This is our ally, remembering that there's always going to be that fork in the road in each moment. Should I go this way or that? And as long as we ask ourselves in each moment, which way should I go? Which way should I think? Which way should I behave? The answer is always there when we consider what is for the highest good of the one, because there's always one or the other that's for the highest good. And the second we begin to judge, like, what is good or bad, or, for myself, or for this one person, or for that person, it's like, no, what is good for the whole? And there's always one or the other. There's always only one choice that's for the highest good of everybody as one. And of course that includes you. You can't forget about you. So as we maintain this new frequency that we're going to create right now, starting on Rosh Hashanah, purifying ourselves, rebuilding ourselves as we go through this process and we embody this new frequency. How are we going to act when we come to these crossroads, when we come to this fork in the road each moment, each time? We're going to remember why we're even doing this work, to embody this new frequency, because it's for the Creator. It's a frequency that wants to serve the One in a way that's for the highest good. So we don't forget that as soon as we manifest this new us, this new version of who we are, don't forget why we're doing it. Because the second we have a realization or an epiphany, or we learn something profound, or learn something that maybe we're judging as not very profound, but learning anything, it's expansion. Anytime we gain knowledge, we have to trust that the trial is to come next. It's not like, oh yay, good for me, I learned something. In another dimension, we are all knowing. It's about this dimension and why we're here on this path of duality, and putting to the test what we learn each time so that we can prove to self, prove to the universe that we really did learn this lesson. Learning it, conceiving of the idea, is only half of the work, like we've been saying this whole time. You can learn something, but that's only half of the work. Then actually seeing the manifestations as results of what you learned and rising to meet those manifestations, interacting with them, responding to those manifestations, it's the next level of the work. It's the whole other half of the work. So whenever we learn something or we embody a new frequency because of that newfound knowledge, our aura expands. Our energy expands because of whatever knowledge we're receiving and inputting into our internal database. We have to trust that the trial is going to come. So, yes, expect the trial, but you don't have to expect fear to come with it. In fact, we should implant an idea that, yes, we expect the trial, but also I'm prepared for it, and I have everything I need within me to get through all of these trials. In fact, I'm manifesting these trials because of this lesson that I learned. So don't let it take away from the lesson you learned. Don't let it take away from that amazing feeling that you now have because, oh God, I feel renewed. I feel refreshed. This is a new year ahead. I'm ready. Ready for what? The trials. Ready for the test to prove that you really are this new you. So you see, it's an expectation of the trials and challenges because in life we inevitably face that adversity and those challenges. But it's about simultaneously knowing that we have what it takes to get through them. And that each of these challenges, like I say all the time, each challenge is a chariot. Without the challenge, there is no ascension. Without the 6, the lovers, there is no 7, the chariot. Without the challenge, there is nothing to transcend. So be excited about the challenges and be prepared in a sense that you remember, you maintain the awareness that you are attracting these challenges so that you can transcend them with your newfound knowledge, so that you can put what you learned to use. Use it or lose it, right? So everything's already perfect in another dimension, but that's not why we're here. We came here, we fell, fallen angels. We came here so that we can experience these things. I mean, that's the imagery within this card. The fallen angels, the lovers, Eden, Genesis, that's all tied into this card right here. What a perfect card as an ally for Rosh Hashanah. And I want to say this too. What is falling and rising when there is no direction, there is no space, there is truly no time? Those are only things of this dimension. But when we consider the wholeness and the perfection of divine source, there is no rise and fall. There's no here nor there. There's no left, right, up, down. So falling is just an archetypal way to represent a part of our creative pattern. Falling is not bad. We fall to rise again to ever new heights. It's like the story of Moses going to the top of the mountain to receive the codes and then bringing them back down to the people. It's full integration of our parts, the polar forces, bringing them together to work in harmony. So there's absolutely the need for the fall. I remember last year in Torah study, we were asked, did Eve need to eat the apple? Well, yeah, of course. It's a story. It's a story. It's an archetypal story representing something that's inescapable. It's representing our creative sequence, the creative process that continues to orchestrate the birth of life, eternal life. It's ongoing. This pattern is in every cell of our being. It's in our DNA. So I love that this card is the ally for Rosh Hashanah. Like, of course, Genesis, creation, duality, remembering that there's a conception before there's a manifestation. So I think mainly what this is saying is, what this reading is telling us is, we are creating a new version of ourselves right now. We're in the middle of that process. In fact, it was just initiated. We're not even in the middle yet. It was just initiated. Rosh Hashanah is telling us it's time to begin our purification. And then for Yom Kippur, 8 days from now, that is the time where we really are in the depths of that process of purifying. And then days after that comes Sukkot, the rebuilding. And then at the end of this month, we have Simchat Torah celebrating the end of the story and immediately beginning again, Genesis. And that's when we step into the world ready to actualize this new frequency that we've just built, that we've just prepared within us. It's like, what do you do when you rebuild a temple? What are we going to do when we rebuild this temple, whether you're looking at it as far as like a real temple on this earth, you know, a physical temple, or the temple within your heart? What do we do once it's there? We gotta dwell in that temple. We have to be fully present in that temple. Pray in that temple. Live from that temple. Allow it to be the foundation for all of our experiences. So what is the goal then, once we've established that temple? I see this as a perfect goal for the year ahead. Something to keep our eye on. You know, the prize to keep our eye on. The 10 of Cups, fulfillment of the heart, because there's nothing more important. Just see that overflowing cup. This is what will get you there. So we're building this new us. We're building this new temple so that once it's built, we don't just sit there picking our noses. So that once it's built, we can, from a foundation of wholeness and purity, seek that fulfillment of the heart. Knowing that from that space, we can attract a manifestation and representation of the fullness of the heart in a way that's for the highest good. Because see, if we create the highest version of ourselves, from there, whatever our intentions are, we know will be pure. We know will be for the highest good of the one. We just did this work to prepare ourselves, to refresh our minds of what our mission is here, what our purpose is here. So of course, from that space, it's the best time to envision this idea of the fulfillment of not just our heart, but the one heart together. So this seems like a good goal, a good vision to hold as we build the new us and then prepare for our mission, what we're going to do with that new us. So I just want to summarize it all here. Last year, we really worked on getting in touch with our individuality, our truth, our authenticity, really getting comfortable in speaking that and expressing that. And now, at the beginning of the year, we're building a new version of ourselves. We're purifying, we're cleansing, and then we're rebuilding. Perhaps we're going to still have a lot of those same ideas, beliefs, values. And hopefully, yes, because hopefully by now we've come to an understanding of what foundational values should be, what foundational values are in reflection of this code of laws that's within our DNA. Think the 10 Commandments, think the 4 agreements. There are these laws that are built into the science of our oneness. So think of that, okay? So we are adopting those values, or maybe redefining or solidifying more so those values within ourselves. Getting rid of any little thing that is not serving the building of the temple in the highest, the building of us in the highest. Just really making sure we prepare ourselves for the year ahead. Okay, and then trusting that once we do that work in preparing, then comes the real work in the physical world, where we are presented with our first missions. What are you going to do now with this new frequency you're embodying? Trust that there will be trials, but be excited, maintaining the awareness that you are attracting them. They are tailor-fit to your reality, and you do absolutely have everything you need to transcend them, to get through them. Knowing that each challenge is so welcome, because each challenge is a chariot for ascension. Every time we have a challenge or we're faced with, adversity or opposition as we step into this new year, we're gonna be like, I recognize that. I know what that is. This is my time to shine. This is my opportunity to show the universe that I really did this work in preparing myself. I'm so ready. And I know that if I don't access those, then I'm not going to get the chance to prove it. Not just to myself, but to everyone, to my loved ones, to the universe, to the whole universe. We need those challenges to actualize, to further crystallize this new frequency that we're embodying. That's our chance to really make something of it in this world. Without those challenges, what the hell are we doing this work for? And our first mission, which will set the tone for the entire year ahead, is to create a vision of completion of the heart. What does fulfillment of the heart look like to you? And hopefully that is in alignment with the fulfillment of the heart of the one. May that be the prize that you keep your eye on, your newly developed, further opened inner eye. Let this be the vision to guide your way as you embody this new frequency. We're stepping into the new year. Okay, what's my first mission? Well, if I keep my eye on the prize of fulfillment of the heart, then everything else will fall into place. It's always about the heart. And again, not just your heart, but the heart that we all share, the heart of the one. Trust you got what it takes. You did preparation on a big level all year, getting in touch with who you are authentically, speaking your truth. You got that. You got in touch with yourself. And then from there, from that truth, we're now rebuilding the best version of ourselves, the highest version of ourselves to step into the year ahead. We're expecting challenges so that we can prove to ourselves who we really are now, that we really are this new version of ourselves. And we're going to crystallize that by way of accessing these challenges, manifesting these challenges with fullest presence, knowing that each challenge is our chance. Each challenge is our chance to very realistically shift this world. And it starts within each one of us. And if we're all doing this work, you can see how this is a very real method of shifting our reality, our material reality. And the goal is fulfillment of the heart. So hang in there, guys. All the work that you've done, it's going to be worth it. It's just that now's the time for the other half. Yes, it feels like we've just been going, busy. But all that work is so now we can meet the present moment with who we really are, ready for the challenges to come. So that work is not lost. It brought you to where you are now, to be prepared for the challenges to come. And through those challenges, we will be rewarded. Through those challenges, we will be rewarded for not just having stuck it through those challenges and rise above them, but we will also be rewarded for all of the work that we've been doing our whole lives up until this point. Everything that you've been doing to come to this moment will be rewarded. You will see. So hang in there. Happy Lunisolar New Year. Shana Tova. Happy Rosh Hashanah. New moon, new you. Enjoy this process of rebuilding the temple within your heart. Really getting clear on who you are. When you're asking what ritual should I do to make this happen, really be open-minded about it. Look to, ancient rituals and traditions of all peoples, of all cultures. What have they done in times of a new cycle, initiating a new cycle? What are things you do on a new moon? What are things you do at the beginning of the week? Rituals for beginning. I encourage you, look up what other people have done throughout the years and see what feels right for you. And yeah, try it out. But also just sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do I think a good ritual would be for the new beginning? And trust that and do it and have fun. one simple ritual is cutting up an apple and eating it with honey to symbolize a sweet new year ahead. And I think this is so great. And I was talking about this with my lovely friend June yesterday. So often we get caught up in the pressure of new beginnings. Oh my God, like this is the foundation for the whole year ahead. This is a new beginning. Like I better be on my best behavior and I better really be self-aware because this is going to dictate how the rest of the year is going to be. But then we get caught up in a frequency of stress and worry and anxiety, perfectionism, which does nobody any good. So remember the sweetness. You can remember the apples with honey even if you don't do it. What is that symbolizing? To maintain a frequency of sweetness, gentleness for self and everybody around you. Not pressure, but calmness, relaxation, peace. Because the frequency is what matters so much more than the words that you're thinking, saying, and writing. And all of that, your thoughts, your actions, that you wish to perform, that you wish to have, that we're putting so much pressure on ourselves to have, those will all come as a byproduct of just maintaining a peaceful frequency. So whenever you feel overwhelmed with, I don't know what ritual to do, I don't know how to make a list of intentions, just let that shit go and remember that your frequency is what matters. As we begin this new year, whatever we're feeling will be the foundation for what is ahead. So feel good, feel at peace, feel balanced. One card that can be a good ally for that is in the Major Arcana, the Temperance card, divine order, trusting in divine order, rather than trying to micromanage what is already perfect and cannot be changed. Let us build a foundation upon that. Let's build a foundation which is in reflection of the foundation of creation, all of life. So again, the best thing we can do in setting intentions for the new year or whatever new cycle ahead, so you could do this every month, every week. Whenever you're at a new beginning, remember it's the feeling and the frequency that is actually going to be reflected by the universe. So key things is peacefulness and sweetness. Because those are the things that will nurture us through the challenges ahead. The challenges are inevitable. So I like to think of that as like the frequency of the mother. Because we're going to have those challenges regardless. And a good mother doesn't shelter you from the challenges because she knows they're what you need to grow. But the mother provides comfort and sweetness, solace, peace, as we inevitably move ahead on the path. So you can dip apples in honey, or you can have anything that tastes, feels, or smells sweet and comforting to you. Those are all good rituals to perform. The one other thing I want to share is that today and tomorrow you will hear talk of people blowing the shofar. And this is a ram's horn, and it's my favorite part of the holiday. And really what it is a symbol of the Messiah returning. And so you can see this however you do. I see it as the Messiah returning in each of our hearts. And this is like a holy call, a cry out to the heavens. It's also involving like the judgment card, the theme of judgment in the Major Arcana. So you can study the judgment card of the tarot to kind of understand this whole theme of only God can judge. And so that means we are constantly judging ourselves. And how can we allow that to be a righteous judgment as we cleanse and rebuild ourselves in the highest light right now? So it's a cry to the heavens, a judgment call. And so you can look up your nearest temple, and you can look up where maybe people are hosting this in their homes and go hear it. Or you can buy your own shofar. You can buy your own ram's horn. Look it up online. I got one for the first time this year, and it's coming tomorrow. And tomorrow is like the Israeli Rosh Hashanah. It's the second Rosh Hashanah, which we only celebrate 2 Rosh Hashanahs here in the States because if you're not, wherever you are, if you're not in Israel, you celebrate it twice. In Israel, they only celebrate once, which is tomorrow. So I'm going to blow my own shofar. I'm super excited. This is going to be my first time. I hope I could even do it. It looks really difficult. But if you want to hear that call, find where it's happening in your neighborhood. You can also just go on YouTube and type in shofar Rosh Hashanah, and you can see some pretty cool stuff on there. I found some really awesome videos yesterday, and I had fun just watching it from my couch. So happy New Year, happy new beginning. Enjoy the rebuilding of you. Shalom.